Here I continue with famous alibis by Old Man If. They are 57 in number, and I've given you approximately half of them. And now I move to the later half. If I only had somebody to help me, blah, blah, blah. If my family understood me, blah, blah, blah. If I lived in a big city, blah, blah, blah. If I could just get started, blah, blah, blah. If I were only free, blah, blah, blah. If I had the personality of some people, blah, blah, blah. If I were not so fat, blah, blah, blah. If my talents were known, blah, blah, blah. If I could just get a break, blah, blah, blah. If I could only get out of debt, blah, blah, blah. If I hadn't failed, blah, blah, blah. I only knew how, blah, blah, blah. If everybody didn't oppose me, blah, blah, blah. If I didn't have so many worries, blah, blah, blah. If I could marry the right person, blah, blah, blah. If people weren't so dumb, blah, blah, blah. If my family were not so extravagant, blah, blah, blah. If I were sure of myself, blah, blah, blah. If luck were not against me, blah, blah, blah. If I had not been born under the wrong star, blah, blah, blah. If it were not true that what is to be will be, blah, blah, blah. If I did not have to work so hard, blah, blah, blah. If I hadn't lost my money, blah, blah, blah. If I lived in a different neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. If I didn't have a past, blah, blah, blah. If I only had a business of my own, blah, blah, blah. If other people would only listen to me, blah, blah, blah. If, and this is the greatest of them all, if I had the courage to see myself as I really am, I would find out what is wrong with me and correct it. Then I might have a chance to profit by my mistakes and learn something from the experience of others. For I know that there is something wrong with me, or I would now be where I would have been if I had spent more time analyzing my weaknesses and less time building alibis to cover them.